It's a big one this week in Franklin. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Small Town Society Franklin Football Show right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media. As the Lions host Lorena in a battle of unbeatens in district play. Two teams that come into this game a combined 13-2. Lorena's two losses to China Spring was there for that, and La Vega. So, I mean, they're unbeaten against 3A teams, and they've played really good 3A teams like West, Little River Academy, beating all three of them, also beating McGregor and Rockdale. Look at Rockdale, man. This is a team that's 2-5, but they played a tough as nails non-district schedule, losing to Taylor, losing to Jim Ned, losing to Teague, beat Lexington, then lost to Franklin by 10, lost to Lorena by 10, beat Troy, and they have a chance to clinch a playoff spot with a win over this week. That's going to be a great game, too. But just had to bring that up. 11-3A has been such a fun talking district this year for Grant Goodwin and I on Sideline to Sideline. That's our show that covers 3A. I bring that up because, unfortunately, this week, Coach Mark Fannin is not going to be able to be on the show. I say unfortunately for us. He's in College Station supporting the tennis team. That's more important. And so what I thought I would do is I'm going to play what Grant Goodwin and I talked about on the 3A show about this game and just kind of give you our view on it. And that way, if you have never listened to Sideline, you can check us out. We talk 3A, 4A, and 2A football each and every week. The whole state. Yes, Franklin in this district, of course, gets talked about almost weekly. One of the sponsors of that 3A show is also the sponsor of this Franklin football show, and that's Small Town Society. You can find them online at shopsmalltownsociety.com. If you need some game day wear for Franklin, if you watch the 3A show on YouTube at L4 Media Company, by the way, on my mic arm, you can see one of the shirts that they sent us that I love the best. I wear it on Sundays when I'm watching football. It's Come and Take It Franklin shirt. They also have holiday stuff. They have inspirational. They have State of Texas gear. They have it all. And you can, again, find them online at shopsmalltownsociety.com. You can also find them at the Messy Nest there in Franklin as well. And we do appreciate them. We also appreciate our special presenter, Walter Commander, who helped get this show started before Small Town Society became a sponsor. And we don't want to forget Walter. And we will be in Franklin, sideline to sideline, by the way, on the last week of the season when it's Franklin versus Little River Academy. And that's kind of why we ended up not coming to the Lorena game. We've already seen Lorena. And we always try to spread out and see as many different teams as we can. Sometimes we double up, but we really prefer not to. And so it was either Franklin and Lorena. We've already seen Lorena, or Franklin and LRA, and we haven't seen either one of them in person this year. So that's the game we decided to go to. But anyway, here is Grant Goodwin and I talking Lorena versus Franklin as we give our picks. Lorena versus Franklin.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. This great game. We were going to be there if it wasn't for Hampshire Finette and Silsby. Right?
Yeah. And also we'd seen Lorena already. So that made going to see Silsby Finette a little bit easier choice. In saying that, I feel like we've been saying this about all Franklin games this year. This is going to be a slobber knocker. This is going to be, last week it was, hey, can Hitchcock's line holds up? I have no doubt both of these lines are going to be amazing. I literally think this is going to be such a great game.
I do too. I mean, Franklin's running back, Jaden Jackson, their linebacker, Braden Yoree. Yoree might be outside of Jackson, probably the best player on this Franklin line.
And they got another Jackson that might be a better running back by the time he's a senior in Bubba.
That's right.
And speaking of real quick, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to say this about Jaden. We don't talk a lot about, we talk about individual players for the games, but you and I don't just sit and talk about who's the best running back, who's the best quarterback. Jaden Jackson is going to end his career. It might not be numbers wise, but to me, in the 16 years that I've watched high school football doing this show, and the many years before that, I think Jaden Jackson is one of the best running backs I've seen.
Yeah.
Just he's not the fast.
We saw him 2 years against Wascom over in Mesquite in the playoffs as a freshman, and he ran around the edge like I don't know, the guards pulled, right? And it was just like, I don't know if it was a tunnel sweep, I can't remember, but he came around that edge and just ran it in, and I was like, "Who's this dude? Oh, that's just a freshman."
Yep, exactly.
Just a freshman.
Just a freshman. And he's not the fastest, but you never catch him. He's not the biggest, but as we shown on that one video, you damn sure don't single tackle him. The only way you do that is if you're behind him and you just trip him up.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get that out because we don't usually talk about the greatest, but dude, he is. I got into a Jaden Jackson loop the other last week, just watching some of his stuff, and just the things he does as a junior running back. He's so far ahead mentally of what he sees and how he reacts is just special.
Yeah. Now, Lorena's going to answer with a really good quarterback, Braylon Henry, or running back, Braylon Henry.
He's an up and coming. I think he's a sophomore this year.
Sophomore.
His dad played on the '89 Lorena State team. Has the greatest name ever, John Henry. If you know American folklore, it's a great name. And Braylon's just as powerful.
And Caden Roberts at quarterback. Very young quarterback.
Dude, they're loaded.
Jackson General was supposed to be the quarterback. Braden Henry or Caden Roberts. I keep saying Henry. Caden Roberts stepped in and they moved Major out in the slot and receiver. And Roberts has done nothing but grown
Jackson
up.
General. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, Jackson General. What did I say?
Major Generals. I like that. That's a better name.
I'm thinking of the China Spring guy, Major Bowden.
Major Bowden.
Yeah. But Caden Roberts has grown up every week, right?
Oh, yeah.
We saw him make a lot of mistakes as a rookie against China Spring week 1 of the year or the season this year. And Roberts has grown up every week.
Now,
and that's going to give this Franklin defense some fits.
Now, the one thing that hurts Lorena is their defense gives up points. Their defense has given up a lot of points.
Against a really good schedule, though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you're playing a really good team in Franklin. So
yeah, that's true.
Now,
both teams are going to give up some points.
Yes. Yeah. Right? Last year, this was 49-35 Franklin. I don't think it's any different. I think it's closer, but I see a 49-42 type game. I think it's going to be – it's funny to say it's going to be a slugfest when it's a high scoring, but these two offenses are going to have to earn their points.
Thing is Jaden Porter for Lorena, is he going to go 4 quarters? If he does, Jaden Porter's special for Lorena.
Yeah.
And he will give everybody fits, especially this Franklin defense. If Porter goes 4
and Porter
quarters,
seems like he's been beat up all year, though.
Yeah, I think he had a hamstring problem against China Spring, right? I still like Franklin by 7 to 10 points.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Even
too.
with Porter in there, but if for some reason, and I don't think this Franklin defense allows anybody to absolutely go off on them. But if Porter's able to go off on them, then it's going to be a lot.
Yeah,
closer.
And you and I talked about it either earlier in this show or maybe even in the 4S show, just bringing up Franklin. If you can pass on them, again, if your offensive line can block their front, you can have some success passing on Franklin. And Lorena has an offensive line that can do that. But at the end of the day, I just think Franklin is just a little bit more physical, a little bit more consistent, and we're splitting hairs when we say that. We've got to pick a game. We got to pick a winner. So you have Franklin. I have Franklin. We both think the Lions will win and keep their win streak going, but we both feel that this is absolutely going to be a beast of a game. Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie, and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. All right. Thanks to Grant for joining me here. And again, apologize. But, hey, you're athletic director and you're supporting the tennis program. That's the most important thing. We'll get Coach Fannin back here next week for the week 9 show or the week 10 show. 2 more weeks after this, man. Already playoff football right around the corner. Cannot wait. Again, thanks to Small Town Society for being sponsor of the Franklin Football Show. Find them online at shopsmalltownsociety.com or in Franklin at the Messy Nest. We do really appreciate them. We also appreciate Walter Commander for being a special presentator, special sponsor. He's the one that got this going for this year. And he also got it going last year during the playoffs too. And I really do appreciate that. Having a Franklin show is very important to me. We love the Lions and we love talking them. and it's just a blast to be around the success that this program has had. So until next week, I'm Terry Bennett, and this has been the Franklin Football Show, brought to you by Small Town Society and Walter Commander on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.